Hi bunnies, welcome back. It's me, Jenny. How is everyone doing? Okay, my loves, this is going to be the last video I'm going to do for today. I want to show you guys how to kind of wrap up in a pretty way the candy bar that we just recently did in my last video. I showed you guys how to dress up this adorable candy bar if you're gifting it to someone as a favor, or maybe you're having like a Halloween party and you want to do some goodies for your your guests. If you are a teacher, I mean, there's many ways that you can use this, and you can gift this to really whoever you really want to. And then I showed you guys in my last video how to dress up this candy bar using a few little things, and now I want to show you how you can actually kind of like store away the candy bar in a nice cute way, especially if you're having like a party and maybe you have a goodie like table on the side where you have some treats. It will be a really fun way to display these candy bars in a fun way, very affordable, but still make it look presentable for your guests. So I have here something that I want to show you that I was working on, and I thought it was really a fun way to dress up these candy bars. Again, you can put them in like in a little special corner of a little section of your area where you're throwing a party, and it looks like a really nice presentation. It looks like a really nice decorative look, and your guests are going to really enjoy taking something like this home with them. So I'm going to show you how I decorated these little goodie bags. Now I have a goodie bags that I bought in a thrift shop a while ago. I came across these like tiny little goodie bags that I am just really loving. I'm obsessed over them. I got a whole bunch of these for a very inexpensive price while I was thrift shopping, and I thought that it would be a great idea to kind of dress up these little goodie bags and incorporate them in what I'm going to show you right now. So here I have in front of me the goodie bag that we're going to work with. As you can see here, it's a very simple plain goodie bag. There's nothing on it in the front, nothing on it in the back. It's just very simple, but I'm going to show you how to dress it up in a really cute way so that it looks very presentable, and you can add your candy bar into the goodie bag. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the front of the goodie bag. I'm going to use these images that I recently got at the Dollar Tree. If you guys watch my video on how to create 12 mini note cards out of one greeting card, then this is going to look familiar to you, because I did show you guys this particular card in that video. I will link that video at the bottom so that you can kind of get yourself familiar with what I am talking about if you don't know exactly what I'm trying to express to you. Go back to that video and you will see what I'm more or less trying to put together here and what I'm using. So this is a greeting card that I also picked out at the Dollar Tree. What I did was I had 4 little images in front of the greeting card, which would be, I mean, I kind of cut out the greeting card already, but again, if you want to see what the greeting card looked like without me touching it, I will link the video. But it kind of looked something like this. It was 4 little images that are really super adorable. And what I did was I basically cut out the image to make 4 little embellishments. Here's another image that I cut out, and then I have 2 more that I can work with to do other projects with you guys. So I basically cut out my image into 4 little squares. We're going to use this one as part of the embellishment that we're going to create. And I basically, to create these little corners of my embellishment, what I simply just did was I took a tag like this. I kind of like, you know, kind of like, I don't know, use it as a template, and I chopped off the corners of my little embellishment, and then I twisted around, and then I did the same thing for the other ends, and that's gonna create 4 of these little corners with that nice little cut to it. It gives it a really pretty look to the little embellishment, and it just looks a little bit different than like just having a square embellishment. That's really all I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this embellishment to the front of my little goodie bag. Obviously my embellishment is a little bit too long, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to actually trim a little bit off the embellishment. I'm going to do it on both ends because it looks like it might be a little too big. And I'm going to make it small enough that I can actually add it to the front of my goodie bag, which that looks good right there. So for this one that we have here as a sample, I use some double-sided tape so I can give some lift to my little embellishment. So I'm going to use some double-sided tape on the back of this embellishment. I mean, this is a really nice, fun way to, again, dress up a simple paper bag that you can get from the dollar store or really anywhere. I've seen these little tiny bags at Target as well. Michael, I'm sure, also sells them. It's not that hard to find these little goodie bags. Even at Michael's, you have some goodie bags that already have Halloween inspired little designs in front. I personally like to buy the ones that are plain because then you can kind of work around whatever season you're working with, right? So if, for example, if I'm working on like a Christmas embellishment and I have these that are plain and the color kind of coordinates with the season, then I can kind of work around it, you know what I mean, versus having like a permanent, you know, design on the little paper bag, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to add this embellishment to the front of my paper bag, and it's just going to give it a really cute look to it. As you can see here, it already looks adorable and it looks fun and just looks so cute. I just love it. You see how funny and how cute and how playful that looks already? So with this one, what I also did was I used one of these tiny clothespins that I got at the Dollar Tree. And what I also did was I attached just a little tiny piece of this fun ribbon or thread or whatever you want to call it. Just a really small tiny piece. I kind of hot glue it. I fold it in half and then I hot glue it to the top of my little embellishment or my little clothespin, and that's just gonna give it a nice fun look to the little clothespin without, you know, working too much the clothespin, you know what I mean? Like you're not really doing much of anything, it's just except just adding this fun little trim to it. And as you can see there, look how fun that looks. See that? So I'm going to add this little mini clothespin right in the corner of my little embellishment. As you can see there, you see how fun that looks and how cute and just playful that looks. It's really cute. So on top of that, so I can kind of cover all that gushiness of the glue, I'm just going to add this spider little sequence that I have. I'm going to basically just hot glue it right on the top of my little clothespin so it can look really neat and it doesn't look too messy. So I'm going to add this gigantic spider right over the clothespin, and you're going to get something that looks like this. You see that? How fun that looks? So cute, right? So much fun. And then what I did also was I added a small little pom-pom to the middle of my little spider, just to give it a nice little cute look to it. So here I have a mini pom-pom in purple. I'm going to add a dab of hot glue, and I'm going to add it right in the center of the spider. And as you can see there, that looks super, super adorable. See that? Looks super cute. And I think that is basically all I did. Yes, this is all I did for the front of my little paper bag. However, I also worked a little bit on the tag that the paper bag has. Remember in our last video, we also did this little embellishment using the little Martha Stewart, Martha Stewart packaging that I showed you guys, that I kind of used the images as embellishments. I did that in my last video when I showed you guys how to dress up the candy bar. Here I have another one of those little images that I cut out. So what I want to do is I'm going to add this little tiny piece of paper that I had left over from another project, and I'm going to add this little tiny paper to the front of my little tiny tag that is attached to my goodie bag, just to give it a nice little layer. Okay, so I'm going to add double-sided tape to the paper, and I'm going to basically add this paper right in the front of my little tiny gift tag. And then I'm going to add in front of that this embellishment that we got from the Martha Stewart little package. I'm going to add some double-sided tape on this because I want to give it some lift to my embellishment. When I add this to my in front of my little tag, I want to give some life to it. I want to give some height to the little embellishment. I'm going to add some hot glue on the back just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm just going to basically add this right in front of my little tag, just like that. And look, you see how fun that looks, guys. Look how cute that looks. Isn't that the most cutest little adorable tag ever? How adorable is that? And you can always go and open it up inside, and you can kind of personalize inside. Maybe you want to add their names to this little goodie bag. You can actually personalize it inside if you want. So it's just a really fun little way to present a nice little simple goodie to your, you know, to your guests. And I think they'll like it. I think they'll feel special, and they'll feel that you worked so hard on their little goodie gift, and they're going to love it. They're going to love it. So the only thing that I did was I added this adorable, delicious candy bar inside my little goodie bag. I used a black tissue paper to kind of wrap a little bit the candy bar. I would suggest that if you can find maybe a little bit more cheerful color of tissue paper, it would probably look better. I would probably try to find maybe like a Halloween inspired tissue paper. I don't have one with me. The only thing that I could think of to use is a black tissue paper, but to be honest with you, I would really prefer to use more of a nicer, brighter color. But for the video's sake, this would definitely work, just to give you a broad idea on how it's going to look. So what I did was I added the little tissue paper in my little goodie bag, and I just placed my candy bar inside. And that's just basically all I did. I kind of placed it in a nice way where the tissue shows a little bit, not too much. It doesn't cover too much my candy bar. and I still can see my little tag poking out of that little goodie bag. It just looks so adorable, so presentable on top of a table. If you're going to gift this to your guests and you add it on top of the table, it's just gonna look really fun. It's such a really nice way to gift this to someone and just say thank you for coming to my party, or you know, enjoy my little gift that I want to give to you. It's just a really nice presentation, and they will love it. Trust me, they will love it. And that's basically it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. I hope that this will give you some ideas on how to maybe you know, store a little bit some of these goodies that we are working with. It's gonna really give a nice presentation, especially if you add this to like a nice little, you know, section of your table, and your guests are going to love it. All right, honeys, I hope you enjoy watching me make this little goodie bag. Make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment at the bottom of this video. This will be the last video that I'm going to do for tonight. Again, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning right now. I am exhausted, so I'm going to take a nap, and I will continue my series in the morning. So for now, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Thank you, and have a fantastic night. Please be safe out there, and I will see you on my next video, honey bunnies. Have a fantastic weekend.